Alrighty, so for today's video, talk a bit about coloured coins and show off my coloured coin collection. This might be a bit of a long video, but we'll see how it goes. Now, for those who are wondering, what exactly is a coloured coin? It's one of these guys. A coin that has colour printed onto it. So, the first coloured coin was made by the Royal Canadian Mint in 2004, so red poppy. Then by 2012, the Royal Aussie Mint made their own coloured red poppy coin, completely independently of the Canadian Mint. And unfortunately, the Canadian Mint did not take too kindly to this, so they decided to sue, saying that the Royal Aussie Mint had infringed on their trademark. Sorry, not their trademark, their patent. Of course, the lawsuit ended up being settled out of court, but the main difference that the Royal Aussie Mint pointed out was that they used two different methods. So the Aussie Mint used a completely different method for printing on colour on coins than the Canadian Mint. The Canadian Mint used these micro pores etched into the coin, which then, using pad printing, so like a silicone pad stamps the coin and the micro pores latch onto the ink, whereas the Aussie coins, as you can see, if we can just focus, have these rings which are raised, and that's what basically the ink gets stamped onto. Now, there are currently the Aussie Mint and the Canadian Mint are the only two mints that produced coloured coins. There are currently only a handful of countries that actually have coloured coins in circulation, including Oz, Canada, Fiji, the Solomon Islands, Papua New Guinea, New Zealand, Bahamas, Panama, as well as a couple of countries that have coloured coins but are not in circulation, like the UK with their Paddington Bear coin, which was and it came in a set, so not for circulation, for collecting purposes. Now, of course, you guys might be wondering why exactly the Canadian Mint was so intent of stopping the Royal Aussie Mint from being able to produce coloured coins. It's because they're rivals. So, of the over 190 countries that exist, many of them actually don't produce their own coins. They get other countries that have mints to produce their coins. And both the Royal Aussie Mint and the Canadian Mint compete for contracts to produce countries' coins. As an example, for a particular period of time, New Zealand coins were minted here in Oz, but as of, I think it was like 2015, 17, something like that, maybe even earlier, the Canadian Mint is now the one that has the contract to mint New Zealand coins. And so hence why the Canadian Mint wanted to stop the Aussie Mint from making coloured coins, because then they would have a monopoly. The Canadian Mint would have a monopoly over making coloured coins. Thankfully, the lawsuit, as I stated, was settled out of court, so the Aussie Mint can produce coloured coins as well. What else did I want to say? Oh, yeah. And this is my collection of coloured coins. So first up, we have this donation dollar. This is a 2021 coin, but there was also a 2022 coin. There might have also been a 2023, I can't really remember. But the purpose of this one was specifically for donations. So because of COVID, charities were suffering, so the idea of this coin was that rather than collect it, you donate it to a given charity. Next up, we have this Matilda's coin, which is a, 2022? Hold on. What's that say? 2023 coin. So, one to commemorate the Matildas. Next. These are all circulating coins, by the way, meaning that you find them in your change. But you can also find, there were also sets of non-circulating coloured coins, like some of these ones are in sets, the Magic Possum coins. Oh, if the camera will cooperate. There we go. Flip it over. What's this 2017 coin? For those who don't know, Magic Possum is a book series. Then we have this Socceroos coin, much like the Matilda's coin. So, the Matildas are the national Aussie women's football team. Football being soccer, I should say. And Socceroos being the men's team. Then I have this Mr. Squiggle coin from 2019. Now, this was a TV show back in the day, before my time. But to commemorate so many years, the anniversary, they decided to make these coloured coins. Then have this Commonwealth coin, 2022 coin. I believe there are only 3. This one, as you can see, has an A on it. I believe they only made the A, the U, and the S. And I happen to only have the A and the U. Next up, have the 2024 National Rugby League Premiership coin. I believe these ones also came in a set, I think. But I don't really remember. Nice. Green. Apologies. Hold on. See if this helps a little bit. Nope, that did not help. Maybe if I zoom in a little bit more. There we go. How's that? That's better. I'm not sure on the exact mintage number for these coins though. 2020 Olympic team. There were several different variants of this coin. This one is the striving variant, as you can see. Got little flowers on it. Now, most of the Aussie $2 coins are, most of the Aussie coloured coins are $2 coins, but there are a couple of dollar colours and 50-cent colours. Then, of course, we have this 2024 Olympic coin. As you can see, little kangaroo, boxing gloves, and a beret. This one's 2024, as we said. Nice, beautiful pattern on them. And then we have another 2020 Olympic coin. This one is the dedication, as you can see at the bottom. Next, we have the War Animals Remembrance coin with the purple poppy in the middle. It's 2024. Now, these were both made for sets and circulation. This is one I found in circulation. And just give me a sec. This is the set one that I bought. So, for those who don't know, purple poppy represents the war animals, the animals that served. And as you can see, the circulation coin has some ink being worn off, whereas this one, all perfect. And then from yesterday's video, you will remember this set with the Aboriginal flag coin. And this one from yesterday too, the Torres Strait Islander flag coin. And actually talking about the Aussie coin, the Aboriginal flag coloured coin. You can find a lot of those for sale second hand on places like eBay for stupid prices because of so-called error. The error being rotation error. So as you can see, if we hold this coin vertical and rotate this coin over, the monarch's head is in line. It's perfectly in line with the obverse of the coin. So whereas rotated coins, when you switch to the obverse, the head will be out of alignment. So it could be facing like a slight alignment, it could be completely upside down, it could be facing this way. And so that is one of the errors that you can get for Aussie coins, and I believe Canadian coins and several other countries, and where the head, the reverse, has to be vertical with the obverse. However, for the Aboriginal flag coins, that is actually not rare at all. Most of the Aboriginal flag coins are actually rotated. Now, the reason rotation happens is because the machine that prints the coins can only flip them. One way. So once the coin flips over, if it rotates, if the coin rotates around, obviously when it gets stamped, the other side is going to be out of alignment. And that happened to most of the Aboriginal flag coins, hence why most of them are rotated, and they're actually not rare and not worth a lot of money. So don't get scammed by that. Now, this is one of the commemorative 50-cent coins, 50 years of NAIDOC. Beautiful blue colouring. Bit of dog hair. Oop. This is 2024. nice coin. Also have this graded coin. Sorry, I was looking for the word. This is Indigenous Military Service coin. Now, these were both made for circulation and in sets. I actually haven't found any in circulation, and I didn't get the set either. But in an auction, I did manage to find this graded one, which I got for a couple of bucks. Pretty good score. As you can see, got a handprint in the middle and an indigenous design surrounding it. Next up, we have a New Zealand coloured coin. So New Zealand only has 2 coloured coins. This is one of the ones they have. The other one is a red poppy coin, which I do not yet have. These coloured coins were all produced here in Oz. As you can see, this one's from 2015, and I'm pretty sure they were made here in Oz. They could have been made in Canada. I might have to double check that afterwards. But yeah, as you can see, Spirit of the Anzac will be remembered. 1915 to 2015, 50-cent coin. On the left, you have a New Zealand Anzac with their lemon squeezer hat. On the right, you have wait, hold on. Sorry, got my left from rights mixed up. So the left is the Aussie with their slouch hat. The right is the Kiwi with their lemon squeezer hat. Excuse me for getting my left and rights wrong. Yeah, and then you can see they got 2 ferns on either side and some moulded designs in white. Beautiful coin. And the last one I have in my collection is the only Canadian coloured coin I have. This guy, which celebrates this Canadian Indigenous artist, Bill Reid, I should say. This is from 2020. And this is the back to the front. And as you can see, really beautiful design. These were all intended for circulation. I'm not sure whether or not they made sets. They probably did. But yeah, this would be a circulating one. But it's been put in a case and I found it in an auction. Now, if we go back to one of our Aussie coins and we hold them together, you can see the distinct difference in the coloured part of the coins, which is pretty cool. And that's pretty much everything. Alright, peace.